Not for the first time you've gotten yourself badly turned around inside the Valencian library, and in trying to find your way out, you've wandered into an archival section that doesn't seem as if it's gotten any use in years, maybe decades. You hear voices, though, and that seems like a good direction to take. It's really weird, a boy says. It's like I can feel her watching me. I know exactly what you mean, a man replies. Very unsettling. She was my age when this was more or less, I have to admit. I don't remember the exact year. I don't think I was a student here yet when I first arrived, and the poor animals was already a fixture of the menagerie. You come upon the two speakers in a small room, magically lit, that appears to be filled with art. The legend on the door reads Student Presentation, Vault 21. Their backs are turned to you, but you think Carmen Starzo? And no, maybe? Professor Orsi? You ask out loud? So, Carmen here. Good timers. I don't really seem to have a relationship with him. He's from Iran's. It's not quite clear what influence Carmen has at the academy, but it's there. Carmen doesn't particularly stand out very much among the students at the school. His hair is tossed and his clothes can have a tendency to be shabby, but from time to time, friends of his that should be in a very good deal of trouble end up getting off for free. He doesn't look for any thanks or demand any favors. He just waves his wand and things are better again. At least no one thinks he's waiting on any favors. So this is the headmaster for the whole school. Oh, and right, we have a -1 with him, so this is gonna go well. Um, let's see. He has none for the first years. His attention skills, his confidence, conversation, study habits, the history of magic. His is very long, but it's probably worth reading the headmasters of the whole school, or the legate, I guess. Orso Orsi is a fastidious man. His charge as caretaker and leader of one of the oldest and most revered institutes in the island has made him place even more undue pressure on himself than normal in the pursuit of perfection. A man very much in demand, Orso has gleaned that the more individuals he allows to meet with him, the more problems in the school he will be forced to acknowledge and attend to, and his schedule can only allow so many additions. So Orso has become quite adept at hiding. With the assistance of his tenacity, with the assistance of his tenacious personal assistant, Orso has created a virtually impenetrable wall of bureaucracy around himself. However, those that are fortunate enough or persistent enough to actually meet with the man will find him attentive and soft spoken. He is very mild, disarmingly so, considering that his reputation as a spellcaster is almost unparalleled in its breadth and depth. Most of the faculty's selections and curriculum decisions are decisions made by Orso himself, so for better or worse, the Academagia is his school, more so even than his predecessor due to his involved hand. So, they both turn and you see what they've been facing, a portrait of a young girl. She has hair like Carmen's. She's holding a wand between her teeth, and she seems to be trying to strangle a bear from behind, a big bear. You look at the portrait and then at the two people in the room and then back at the portrait and then at Carmen. My mother, he sighs. She's kind of larger than life. This wasn't really how she tamed the bear, of course, Professor Orsi explains. I gather she almost I gather she used almost as much magic as a sensible student would. But it has to have been force of personality in the end, Carmen says. Oh yes, no question. This is all very strange, but well, there might be something you can learn from it. Conversation, ask about the painting. You don't really need to know the story here, just about the way out. No, screw that. Theory of enchantment. Ask if the painting is unusual. Conversation. Ask about the painting. Professor Orsi says. Well, the painter was a young man named Carlo Barati. Very talented, obviously. Quite in love with Vincenza at the time, though I think the fact that he painted the legend of her rather than the actual girl is rather suggestive. I assume she left him a broken wreck, Carmen asks. No, not at all. He quit the school to prove himself to her and became quite the famous pirate for a while. Goddamn pirates. Then settled down and opened a pastry shop. Married a lovely girl from Kaita. Had a few children. Huh, Carmen says. But the bear, you ask? Oh yes, the professor says. It was very nearly a very sad story. The poor thing was under the control of Gates' magic when it first came on campus. There were a few more of them back in those days, and it had been sent into battle to distract and presumably disable the head of the college Morvidius at the time. Siba Melik, I believe his name was. Well, Vincenza was afraid the bear would be killed if any of the adult wizards around dealt with it. Since they were all somewhat preoccupied with the Gates fellow, she decided she had to deal with it herself before it got out of hand. So she strangled it. Only a little bit, the professor qualifies. Can we burn this thing, Carmen wonders. Berardi made it fireproof, I'm afraid. Of course he did, Carmen sighs. Then turns to you. My mother offered to raise my allowance if I put this thing up in my dorm room, you see. That's why we're down here. I don't envy you, the professor says. It used to be up in my office. No! I lost a bet. You decided it's about time to leave. Well, that was an interesting thing we fell upon. Okay, so getting through this adventure. What's the next thing on this list? Planning or coronation. Okay, that's something I have to look into. Okay, conversation's up. So we just have to bring listen up, and that's very easy to do. We did the path, so first principle got raised, which is a dialectic skill and not the one I think we want raised. Theory of glamour got up, so that's good. The stone bench. Expand random dialectic, expand theory of enchantment, inform pine, inform spring. Okay, not something we'll probably use. Let's see, you increase your temperance up by 3. Piccolo competed, Tallulah competed. I increased my storytelling by 1. You have gained meek, selective focus, understand strategy, and Vernon College has impressed Legate Orsi. Did I at least go up 1 with him? No, I'm still -1. Cool. Let's see. Anyone do anything interesting? Don't see anything. Oh, Lambert tried to befriend someone. Interesting. Actually, how about we just get befriend up for today, and then I think I'm going to call it for now. And when we come back, we'll continue doing adventures. I'll double check some of my stats for certain things. And we'll have to raise our skill levels in certain classes up to 10. Or higher if we can. But yeah, we should be good. What a find! The Academagia is known for having an extensive collection of rare and esoteric books, but this takes the proverbial cake. You've been searching for days through the stacks for this book, an ancient, almost mythical text on illusion, and now that you've located it, you find yourself wholly unprepared for what you found. The book has a face on the cover. What? No, not a picture of a face. a realistic, fully formed, three-dimensional, if slightly flattened and stretched human face. It looks like a rather attractive woman of youngish age, slightly dark complected due to the leather bindings, complete with a faint smattering of freckles across her cheeks and the bridge of her nose. There's even a tiny mole above her mouth, slightly to the left. You're in one of the less frequented areas of the library, a dingy back room that reeks of mildew and soot, a repository for some of the library's more obscure tomes, dimly lit by crudely wrought black iron chandelier, shadows dancing spasmodically in the corners, scarcely daring to guess what tantalizing secret lies within the text. You grasp the heavy cover firmly to open it, but find the cover is held fast, though you can see no latch or locking mechanism on the binding. Not so fast, a lushly resonant voice announces. It's the book. You doubt your sanity for a moment, but you're positive you saw the book's mouth move. Not just anyone gets to read me. You're absolutely certain now that it's the book that's speaking to you. I am a very special book, and only very special people are allowed to read me. Flattened as the face is, it's hard to read her expression, but you're reasonably certain that it can only be described as smug. Well, I am special, you counter lamely. At least I like to think so. Yes, I know you're special, just like everyone else is special. Every person thinks they're special, and most of them are probably right. But I need to make sure that you're especially special before I can let you see what's inside me. All right, you reply, just how special do I need to be? Well, that's a tricky question, the book responds. There's no right or wrong answer. It's more of a I'll know it when I see it sort of a thing. The book size, it is pretty impressive for someone with no discernible lungs, and continues. Tell me about yourself. Tell me what makes you, you, and why that makes you special. Put the book back. I don't know, but that makes me laugh so hard. I mean, clearly we're not doing that. A glamour, tell the book about what a great mage you are. Confidence, tell the book what a wonderful person you are. Let's go with the green here. You launch into an autobiography that focuses on your magical exploits and adventures. You regale the book with tales of your proficiency in all things magical, accenting your legendary prowess as an illusionist. You feel free to bend the truth here and there, but you avoid outright lying. If the book can talk, you reason, what other unlikely abilities might it also have? After a while, the book seems to smile. All right, already. I get it. You're a mighty illusionist. I already knew that, by the way. I'm very perceptive about these things. It is my only job, after all. I just needed to be sure that you knew it. You may go ahead and open me. As you reach for the cover to flip open the talkative tome, she adds, Oh, and if you have any questions about my contents, feel free to ask. It's been a while since I've enjoyed the company of such a pleasant conversationalist. So I wonder if we got a book out of that. Okay, so listen is up to 10. Befriend is now the maximum it can be. Done. So if we fail any befriend rolls in the future, I don't know what to say. Also, getting all those boosts for like insight and stuff, we should be pretty good for continuing the that other adventure with the militia. We also increase architecture, and concentration is level 10 and apparently can go higher than that. Okay. I didn't know. Glamour themes went up. You increase theory of glamour. Very good. So glamour should now be like 8 at least, right? 7. Maybe that didn't update yet. We'll see. Beauty of the evening Increases observation, probably temporarily increases. So that could be useful. Let's see. Visit the bell tower interior. Expand clockwork, flawless timing, and random patrol. Leading conversation. Expand manipulation and leading conversation. A pleasant, unreserved conversation may do more damage than it's supposed to if you happen to be the one directing it. By careful choice of words, a well-placed, reassuring smile, and the right subject, they will tell you everything happily. Using this action, you can gain information about someone of your choice, provided you are a good conversationalist. More to the point, your charm and skill at conversation has to outroll your targets. Even if you fail, though, you'll gain a step in manipulation. Okay, so that could be useful if I want to learn more about certain people, like learn their skills and stuff. Which could be useful if we decide to add anyone else to our group. So let me double check. I keep forgetting it. We get some items every now and again. So we got this ring, emergency preparedness ring. It gives us an ability. Will increase the wearer's danger sense by 4 and awareness by 2 points, though at potential catastrophic cost of a 1 point drop to fitness. Oh, I don't think that's worth it. I don't think that's worth it at all. You lose 1 point of fitness for 4 points of danger sense and 2 points of awareness. No. How much is this? I'm gonna sell this ring. Well, we might learn how to sell things next time. Because 300 pims would be nice, and I don't think I want to wear this ring. Maybe we can find another ring we can... Actually, I should probably buy a wand. Like, a good one for what I want to do. What do I want to focus on, actually? You know what? We'll decide that the next time I actually go shopping. I'll try to remember to keep that in mind. So, yeah, let's see. Next time we are going to continue with Prudence's adventure, maybe. I have to double check some skills. We're going to raise the classes we're in. We're going to raise their the actual skill levels of those to 10. And we might continue with the militia adventure as well. And yeah, I don't think we're going to add anyone else to the clique quite yet. Maybe we can start on Evelyn's adventure as well. I haven't looked into that one yet. But yeah, I think that's everything we're going to look into. If you watched all this, thank you. You are awesome. If you have any questions or any suggestions for what I should do, please give them to me. I try to answer questions when I know them, and suggestions helps give me an idea of what I should be doing. Because right now I feel like I'm juggling a lot, and maybe I'm not. But once we get our skill levels up in all our classes, that's one less thing to think about. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to stop. Hopefully we'll come back and play this again later. And hopefully we continue to be awesome. Bye, guys.